Words of the wise, spoken quietly, should be heard. Have you ever been invited to an event and when you got there realized that the invitation to the event came to you solely as an afterthought? You were there to fill the room, or maybe some of the folks they wanted to invite didn't show up. And do you remember how you felt? Bart Starr was drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1957 out of the University of Alabama. He was drafted in the 17th round, which means two things. They got to the end of the draft and they had a pick. And they said, hey, how about we pick this Bart Starr guy from Alabama? And the second thing you need to remember about being drafted in the 17th round is that you basically don't unpack your bags when you get to training camp. You might be there for a day or two, and you might live long enough to tell your grandchildren and great-grandchildren that, hey, I was drafted in the NFL. But that's about it. And Starr languished for 2 years behind two other quarterbacks. And finally, he got his opportunity. And I'll just give you a quick pedigree and resume. 4 times he was the most valuable player in the National Football League. He was the most valuable player in the first 2 Super Bowls, which he won. He also won 3 other NFL titles in the space of 12 years. But the thing about Bart Starr you and I don't always understand is that he's largely forgotten in today's world of media, splashiness, and actually crime. Hi, I'm John Jerkowitz, and welcome to our weekly motivation and inspiration. I don't know about you, but I felt like Bart Starr did the first couple of times he said behind the ball in the NFL. It was almost like, oh, yeah, you're here. But he persevered, and he didn't give up. And in the end, he became noted by his peers and by the people who watched him do his job. It would have been real easy for him to sit and compare himself to all the big names and heavy hitters of the time, but he didn't. Quietly, very methodically, and with a lot of wisdom, he simply went out and lived his life and used his talents to benefit himself, his teammates, and those around him. I couldn't begin to tell you how many people Bart Starr inspired over the course of his career and his life. I know I was one of them. I know he's rarely mentioned today because in today's world, you have to make a splash. In today's world, you have to be noted for something other than who you are, what you believe, and what you do. But there's millions of us out there. Millions of us out there that are never going to get the notoriety, recognition, fame, call it what you want, that many, many people get that are in athletics, are in movies, television, or any other field. No, you and I are the people that get up every morning and simply are the glue that hold our worlds together. So my bit of inspiration, my bit of motivation for you this week, the quote I read to you from the beginning is from the book of Ecclesiastes. And very often the wise, just like Bart Starr, go about their business very quietly, simply holding together, inspiring, and motivating. So maybe you don't host a weekly hangout on air, or maybe you're not a good writer, or at least you don't think you are. Maybe you're camera shy. Maybe you don't like the sound of your own voice. Maybe there's a lot of maybes. But maybe, just maybe, you're the most important person in someone or a group of someone's lives because of the wisdom you bring, the knowledge and internal confidence you have in yourself. So that's my message for the week, plain and simple. If you have a little time today or tomorrow or during the rest of the week, take about 15 to 20 seconds, look around the landscape you live in, and realize that you, yeah, you, you make a tremendous impact on those around you. And no, a lot of people may never remember that, but you will. So I'm John Jerkowitz. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great week. I'll talk to you next Monday. Goodbye now.